Let's be real. Jumping into a modern operating system can feel, well, a little overwhelming. You just want to get your stuff done, right? Not get lost in a maze of menus you don't understand. So today, we're going to demystify Windows 10. The whole goal here is to pull out the most important bits from our source material so you can feel totally confident and in control of your computer. Okay, let's get into it.
You know, to really get where Windows 10 came from, you kind of have to look back at what came before it, specifically Internet Explorer. Our source guide does not pull any punches, calling it, and I am quoting this directly, a bloated, buggy, sinking piece of scrap. Ouch. That's the reputation Microsoft was running from, and it really shows you why they needed to make such a huge change.
So here's the deal. Windows 10 was basically designed to be a blend of two very, very different worlds. You had Windows 7, which pretty much everyone loved. It was comfortable, it was familiar. Then you had Windows 8, which, let's just say it was frustrating for a lot of people with its super aggressive push for touchscreens. Windows 10 was meant to be the fix, to bring back that cozy Windows 7 feeling while fixing everything that drove people crazy about Windows 8.
All right, let's start at your home base, your command center, the desktop. Once you get the hang of these basics, the whole system just starts to feel less like a strange piece of tech and more like your personal space.
The Start menu in Windows 10 is really three things mashed into one. Over on the left, you've got your quick access icons. In the middle is that classic A to Z list of every single app you have installed. And on the right, you've got the live tiles. That's a bit of a holdover from Windows 8, but they can be pretty cool for showing you stuff like the weather or news at a glance.
Now here is one of the most useful features that a lot of people just totally ignore, the Action Center. You know that little panel that slides out from the side of your screen? That's your quick command center. It pulls all your notifications into one spot and gives you these super handy buttons for things like Wi-Fi and screen brightness, so you're not digging through menus all the time.
Okay, so we've got the basics down. Now we're going to shift gears and talk about something that is just incredibly important. We're talking about protecting your digital home. Because in today's world, there's this constant trade-off between convenience and privacy, and Windows 10 is right in the middle of it. Understanding that is key.
So let's talk about those kind of creepy cookies. I'm not talking about the helpful ones that remember your login on a website. No, I mean the third-party tracking cookies. These are the little files that advertisers use to follow you around the internet, from site to site, basically building a little profile on you. Knowing that they exist is the first step to taking back some control.
And that brings us right to Cortana, the built-in voice assistant. I mean, this is the perfect example of that trade-off we were just talking about. For Cortana to be helpful, to give you reminders and answer your questions, it has to collect data about you. It just does. The good news is our source is clear. If you're not cool at that bargain, there's an off switch.
That idea of choice also applies to something called telemetry, which is really just the diagnostic data your PC sends back to Microsoft. You've got two main options: Basic, which is just the essential data to make sure things are working, or Full, which, well, it includes a lot more, like how you use apps and browse the web. The important part is knowing you have a choice.
It's the same deal when you first set up your PC. You can use a Microsoft account, which is super convenient, right? It syncs all your files and settings across your different devices. Or if you're really focused on privacy, you can use a local account, which keeps everything locked down to just that one single machine. It's all about what you value more, convenience or control.
All right, time for some good news. Do you really need to go out and buy some expensive antivirus software? The source material makes a pretty strong case for no. Turns out the built-in Windows security has become, and I quote, very capable. It's free, it doesn't slow your computer down, and for most people, it's really all you need.
But at the end of the day, the best security software in the world is you. Seriously, phishing emails trying to trick you are absolutely everywhere. You have to be a little skeptical. Always check the sender's email address. Be suspicious of generic greetings like "Dear Valued Customer." And definitely don't fall for those emails that create a fake sense of urgency, demanding you click a link right now.
Okay, so you're secure. Awesome. Now let's talk about keeping your PC running smoothly. You know, just a little bit of simple maintenance can make a massive difference and save you a lot of headaches down the road.
And let's start with the #1 rule of modern PC maintenance. This is a big one. If your computer has a solid-state drive, or SSD, and most new computers do not defragment it. It's an old habit from the days of spinning hard drives. It does nothing for an SSD and can actually wear it out faster.
So what should you do instead? Easy. Set up file history.
It is a fantastic built-in backup tool. All you do is plug in an external hard drive, flip one switch, and it starts automatically saving copies of your files. Trust me, if you ever accidentally delete something important, this thing is an absolute lifesaver.
And here is another warning. This one comes straight from the source. Please be super careful with any programs that promise to clean your registry or speed up your PC with some miracle fix. Windows 10 is actually pretty good at taking care of itself, and a lot of those third-party tools can end up causing way more problems than they solve.
Okay, we're almost done. Let's wrap things up with a few extra tools and tricks that will make your life so much easier, especially when you're setting up a brand new computer.
Just picture it. You get a new PC, and you've got to install all your favorite apps. That means going to a dozen different websites, downloading a dozen different installers, and carefully clicking Next over and over, trying to avoid all the extra junk they try to sneak in. It's a total pain, but there is a much, much better way.
The solution is a fantastic little website called Ninite. Here's how it works. You just go to the site, put a check mark next to all the apps you want, and it creates one single installer for you. You run it, and it installs everything, all at once, with no toolbars, no adware, no junk. It is a massive time saver, a total game changer.
So, we've covered a ton of ground here, from the basic desktop stuff to those big privacy trade-offs and some really crucial maintenance tips. So I'll just leave you with this one question. Now that you're a little more empowered, what's the one change you think you'll make to how you use your PC? Maybe it's finally setting up that backup or just feeling more confident poking around. Whatever it is, the goal is for you to feel like you're in the driver's seat.